On tonight's program, ladies and gentlemen, we have something that's going to make you sick.
My beautiful aliens, hello, and welcome back to the Authentically Blue podcast. I am your host, Carlson. We are back with another Authentic Rambles episode. I actually had one planned for you that I recorded in the coast of Kenya, in one of my favorite humans' houses, my uncle's. I remember people actually listen to the podcast. I can't be just saying what I mean and what I like. I'm kidding. But yeah, one of my favorite humans ever. He's in Mombasa, my uncle, and I went there to de-stress and have a lovely weekend. Especially after if you listen to the last episodes. And I recorded this episode high on vibes with the coastal heat and humidity in the air. It was very thickening and what's the word? Intoxicating. That's the word I'm looking for. And I'm really excited about the episode, but I thought, you know what? This is a little bit too good, so it's going to go to the Patreon. If you are unaware, we do have a Patreon for the podcast. We have 3 tiers. The top and the highest tier is for the matcha lovers. It is not that pricey, I promise. I made it affordable. And the second tier we have is the hot chocolate lovers, and then we have the tea lovers. So each group gets something different, but at the moment, because I am very much a lover girl and I love you guys, all tiers get the same content. So make sure you check it out. Number 2, the second disclaimer I have, I'm currently working on a project with a lovely guest I had on the podcast called Binti Aisha. I will link her episode down below. But she is doing a magazine and a documentary on trigger warning, domestic abuse and sexual violence. And she wants people to submit writing for the magazine. I have been invited to do this project, and I was initially supposed to interview the people who've experienced this trauma, but because it was going to be double trauma for them, so it was going to be interviewing them and them writing the experience, they were like, this is a little bit too much. And they decided to do the writing submission only, and I help out in different ways. So I actually have to do the call out, which I will link down below and post on Instagram. I'm currently off social media, taking a bit of a break. I don't really miss being there, but I'm like, when I start working with brands, I'm gonna have to be back online. I'm thinking I'll have to find a system in a way to work around that, but we will see. Anyway, the call out link will be down below with the Google Doc where you can submit it. You can be from anywhere around the world. If you're a woman, a queer woman, or someone who falls under that umbrella, kindly submit your experience. It can be anonymous, it can be fiction, it can be something you've gone through. If you know someone who's experienced this, please send it to them. I'm so happy and grateful that this podcast gave me the opportunity to do something meaningful. I have never really worked with domestic abuse. Okay, I have partly, where I was a social media manager for a company called, do I want to name them? I don't really work with them anymore, but it's a UK-based company that connects people who've experienced sexual abuse and domestic violence to therapists. So I suppose I have done it, but I was not as active in the organization because I was doing more social media work. Anyway, guys, check it out. The links for both the Patreon and for the magazine will be linked down below. It's called Whispers of Resistance, and I really love the call out I did with the lovely Amanda, who is going to be another guest on the podcast. Guys, this Authentic Rambles is rambling. Let me tell you about Amanda. I met Amanda 2 weeks ago, I believe it now, 2.5 weeks ago, and we met at a project that I was doing where she called me into the office, and it was like the first editorial meeting, and we were planning everything. So then Amanda was there, and first we introduced through a Teams meeting, and there was Amanda, Natasha, Sheila, and a few other people, Mwenda, I believe, and all these people are very dope, cool creatives, and I was like, oh my god, this is a dream come true, being in a space with people who write and are creatives, multi-creatives, and have multiple hyphenates, I don't know if that's the correct word, around them. I think it's really dope that people creative people are, I just feel like in my element, being in that space because, guys, I am a creative. Anyway, that's how I met Amanda. And then I met her the next day in the room where we were discussing how we want the documentary to be, shot by shot, and plan out the whole project, like the time frame, the locations, who needs to do what, when we need the writings done, and da 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 da. All the behind the scenes. I will interview them for the podcast when it does come out. Maybe behind the scenes, that would be interesting. And then, that day she was like, "Oh, I am doing a book. I'm releasing a book next week." Sorry, I was like, "What? You are releasing a book? What is the name of the book?" And the book is called "How to Get the Boy to Come Home with Me." I was like, okay. And I was going through some boy drama, and my friend was looking at me like, "Girl, did you read this book?" I was like, "No, I don't read the book." But I was definitely want to read it and see. So it's a short collection of books. I'm going to leave the link down below, and please go buy the book. It's only 500 Kenyan shillings. I have the book with me because I've been working like a bloody donkey the past 2 days. I haven't had a chance to read it, but I'm going to read it today at the salon when I get my hair done. Before I meet them this evening to continue working on the project. But she has, I went to the book launch. So during the book launch, that was a really fun time and vibe. I met, who did I meet? I met Amanda. Obviously, Amanda was there. I met a few other people of the team. And while halfway through the event, they bought her a cake, which was really sweet. And they were like, "Let's do a picture," and da da da. And then they called Bintasia to the stage, and she was dragging me to come up, and I was like, "Girl, what are you doing?" And she was like, "I'm like, no, you just go. I'll join you, okay? Let someone have a moment. You two, you're both creatives that are well known in Nairobi and da da da." And then the mother just shouted, "Aisha, get up here right now. And I mean, you cancelled." I was like, "Okay." So I went up on the stage. We took lovely pictures. She signed the book for me. It's the second book I have signed in this month. The first one actually is somebody who is also working on the project, but he did a book on the Mandamano, the Kenyan protest that happened throughout the last year, especially 2024, June, 25th June, which, if you're not aware, Kenyans are protesting the finance bill that I plan on recording soon. I actually have two guests lined up for this. The first one is Tabitha, who's already been on the podcast. She currently has exams for law school, so we are juggling that. And then the second person that we have on the podcast is this guy who is new. I mean, the guy I met who authored the book, I'm forgetting his name, but it's a very dope book. And when I have him on, I will leave all the details and everything. It might be a 2-in-1 episode. Next, guys, I've been running for 8 minutes straight, and this is kind of wild. The other thing I was going to say is the book. Oh, the book, the short stories. Amanda has her book. So one of the books I found out in the book reading, in the book launch, was one of the stories in the book is called Instant Coffee, and another is called Mtura. If you don't know what Mtura is, who is messaging me? Can I access messages on my laptop right now? Okay, because I'm curious. Like, how does the Wi-Fi even get to the car? Oh my lord! Phone messages. Amanda just messaged the group. Okay. That is right. Okay. I'm not gonna look at the messages. I'm just gonna finish the episode. So Amanda goes, yeah, if you don't know what Torah is, if you're a global Islam, Torah is meat, normally intestines. I know it sounds disgusting. It's intestines or like meat that has been mixed with matumbo, which is intestines, and then it is cooked properly over the fire, like burnt, like grilled meat, and you have it on the side with sauce. I'm salivating, with kachumbari, which is tomatoes, onions. Very delicious, very nice. Not many people like it because they say it's unhygienic, and there was this thing where people were doing it for cats, which is horrifyingly disgusting, and even humans at times. I don't know, guys. I don't want to think about that or go into it, but she has a book on Torah. One of the short stories is on Torah, and during the book launch, someone was like, "This is a proper guide if you're coming to Kenya. if you're a global, like for a Kenyan, this is your day to day. But if you're new here, if you're like a global citizen, that's me. I mean, if you are a global human, what am I saying? If you're a foreign citizen, yes, I think the heat is getting to me. The heat in the car. If you're a foreign citizen, you get to see Kenya through the lens of a Kenyan. And I was like, I think that's really amazing. I can't wait to do that. So unpack that with her in the podcast. All right, enough about projects and people and things. I want to inform you guys a little bit about what happened yesterday, which was very insightful and exciting for me. I manifested 3 things that happened into existence all in the span of 12 hours. Okay, manifestation is real, guys. I haven't been in the best headspace, but I've been thinking about things and thinking I want beautiful, amazing things to happen. And the way I did this, let me tell you, I for the company I'm working at the moment, I've always wanted to be the one who's in charge of these activations, but a few complications, and I was doing the work but I wasn't fully assigned. And I just in my head wrote it down in my notes app and thought about it in my head. I was like, I'm gonna be head of wellness for this company. And lo and behold, in yesterday's digital meeting that I had, I was promoted to become head of wellness. It's going to be officially on the website, and I'm going to be the one reaching out to people, the HR team in different organizations, which I think is really dope. I was jokingly telling someone the other day, I think for the past, no, it's 2 different stories. I was jokingly telling someone that at my young age, I have experienced life tremendously and amazingly by putting myself out there and going for different opportunities. Yes, it isn't easy or normal. Recording in the daytime is a little bit chaotic. I was saying I was talking to 2 different people, mentioning how I used to be very adventurous when I was younger, like going and putting myself in different spaces and areas, whether that's being a board member at the age of 19, or even starting this podcast and moving to a whole new city in the middle of the pandemic. So much more. I'm gonna leave it at that. I feel like I'm starting to boast and brag, but I'm just saying I used to be very adventurous and I used to love doing things and putting myself out there, and it's been a minute since I've done that, and I want to get back, and I feel like this magazine is doing that for me. Obviously, I have changed, evolved, and grown in the past few years, and these things that I have set back on, and maybe become a bit more introverted or maybe becoming more extroverted, and my views on things have changed, but that is normal and that is life, and I love that. I'm putting myself in situations that I get to explore and be. I will say, the second thing I jokingly told someone, if you see me under 30s, under 30, 30 under 30 Forbes or something of the sort, do not be surprised. But obviously I know it's important. I don't really care about being acknowledged in that way, as long as I'm living authentically to me and doing the best that I can. And okay, that is done. The next thing I manifested was a certain amount of money in my account. I was thinking about it. I think the past 2 weeks I was like, I think I want to have this much money in my account. And lo and behold, by 11 p.m. I did. And I was not expecting, I was not expecting it. It was very interesting, to say the least. And then the other thing that happened, I was like, oh my god, this is so dope, is, what was it? The interview. So for the project that I was doing, I am doing, this was of resistance, the magazine. The interviews are scrapped, and I was just thinking, I've been thinking, it's been a week and a half, and I'm like, I kind of wish that I would interview at least one person. And thanks to project team lead, Wanda, he organized for me to interview Binti Aisha on what the project is about, which I think is really amazing. And we have a really lovely connection and bond, and I am excited to see how it goes and what happens. But guys, I think this is me done rambling. I'm feeling the heat. I need to go to the salon. I need to get changed, get ready for today's interview. I need to eat and relax before I leave the house. So I will love and leave you guys. Tap into the Patreon. Shout out to everybody who's been showing me some love, and you can show me extra love by being on the Patreon. So take care. be safe, and stay blessed. Oh, Substack is back, by the way. In case you didn't know, I have a Substack, so check it out. Everything will be linked down below. Ciao.